I first heard of Justin at an event I went to back in 2015 when I was pretty new to media buying. There were a lot of internet marketing heavyweights at this event, and I thought that Justin's presentation was significantly better than anyone else's. He didn't just, he didn't just give a fluffy talk. He talked about how to profitably send paid traffic to a blog post, which at the time I thought was, well, that sounds impossible. But the way he explained it and the way he went into detail about it, he didn't hold anything back. I was really impressed with him from that day forward, and that's when I started to follow Justin and AdSkills. Now, the way I think that Justin's helped me change the way I buy media. I'm not a pro media buyer the way others are. I only buy media for my own business, and I've been doing it for maybe a year. Now, the fact that I'm able to digest and apply Justin's principles and tactics means that he's a really good teacher because I'm pretty new to this. Now, I guess what I would say is the single greatest thing about Justin's courses is that there is a deep meshing of big picture strategy and today's most advanced tactics. So the strategy is critical because if you just focus on, the flavor of the month of what's working, you're never going to get the success that you really need. That blend of strategy and tactics is really, really valuable. Now, the fact that AdSkills courses are constantly updated means I never really have to worry about being behind the curve when it comes to the newest, most effective techniques because the courses are constantly being updated. But that's not the key part. The key part is the strategic outlook that Justin gives you, and it really can help you shift the way you think about media buying. Prior to AdSkills, I actually feared media buying quite a bit, and once I started, to finally drive traffic, I thought maybe Facebook was the only place to do business. Now, Justin's really driven home the idea that being a media buyer means not being stuck to one network. I now understand, why broadening my horizons to include Google, Twitter, and some of the other networks is important. And he's also provided a framework to get this done. Justin made me completely shift the way I think. I realized quickly that I have to think across platforms and never be tied to a single network. This is the difference between, really moving towards being an advanced media buyer and just being a guy who pays for ads. And crafting an offer that resonates across networks. That's my biggest task ahead. And that's something I have to thank Justin for teaching me that I need to learn. Takeaways. There have been numerous takeaways that have helped me in terms of like the specific tactics that made an immediate impact on the business. Justin's 3x5 approach to ad creation, as well as the idea that image is 80% of the ad, were just massively helpful in understanding how to approach ads. If you just take those big chunk, those big things that he's learned, in his millions of dollars of ad spend, and you just use those as a framework to start, it can save you just so much time and money. Those are really important things. You're not just like, guessing. Another tactic that helped a lot is, his advice to crank up the image contrast. That always helps conversion a little bit, and is a really great tip. On top of that, I'd say the teachings on how to separate your ads by gender, country, by device type like desktop, mobile, by Android, by iPhone. Those are huge things in how to like figure out what's really working, how to maybe create something that slightly different looking page that's going to help you get better conversion by device or things like that. Those are all huge things that have really helped us buy more effectively. With the last event that we promoted, we got about 7,000 plus new leads in just 4 weeks at about $1.50 a lead. That's pretty darn good for a rookie media buyer. And I have AdSkills and Justin to thank for that.
If you'd like to learn more about how to use paid traffic and analytics to scale your business, subscribe to the AdSkills channel so you'll be notified every time new content is released. If you'd like to learn more about the topic we just discussed, check out the related video we're posting right now.